Oh, hey Social Fam, happy Friday and welcome to the video of the day. Welcome Social Fam, I'm NLK3, you're on the video of the day. New videos come out Monday through Friday on subject matters to entertain, support, and educate. Want to wish you all massive success. If it doesn't challenge you, doesn't change you. And today's subject matter is on an asset versus a liability. If you're on Instagram, that would make sense. If you're on YouTube, it doesn't really make sense because you don't see any of the text on the screen, and that's on other platforms. Anyways, this video is on multiple platforms. So I hope you're having a fantastic start to your Friday. It's Friday. It's dress down day. I usually have a suit and tie and suspenders, and today I'm in a hat and just a regular t-shirt, and I'm working right now at Liftoff Agent and doing some sales activities. It's always fun bringing in some business, and Fridays are normally more chill days. So asset versus liability. Let me go ahead and show you where all this information has came from. And I've talked about this already, and I talked about this is the next book of the week. Guy Kawasaki. Guy Kawasaki basically has a rich dad and has a poor dad, and got to see two different sides of the spectrum to put things in perspective for him to really be able to get him to think outside the box. And at the end of the day, what holds us back is what we don't know, right? It's not what we know, it's what we don't know. Because when we know something, like say something that's dangerous, we stay away from the danger zone. And when we don't know something, then we don't. My daughter, baby Jay, is 9 months, going on 10 months old, and she doesn't really know the danger zone, and she's learning right now pretty quick. And if you have children out there, you know exactly where I'm coming from and what I'm talking about, because your children went through the same things as well. So basically, what is the difference between an asset and a liability? Well, first and foremost, an asset is something that makes you money. Something that brings in a lot of this, makes you money. A liability is something that doesn't make you this, something that actually makes it so, oh, I gotta start paying money, right? So a liability, you're paying money, right? And an asset, you're earning money, right? So think about this. Is your car an asset or a liability? Your car is a liability. But can your car turn into an asset? It could turn into an asset if you rent your car out. How do you do that? Toro.com. And if you haven't watched the latest YouTube episode, which is right here, I talk about renting out my car, which I actually just rented it out today, and I'll make about $160, probably upwards of $200 to rent it out for the weekend for my 2016 Infiniti Q50S. So, you know, if I make the payment per month and then some, then guess what? That turns into an asset because I'm making money off the actual item. And God forbid, knock on wood, if something happens to that asset, then the insurance will kick in because I'm paying insurance and it'll cover for that. Now, is your house an asset or a liability? Your house is a liability. If you Airbnb it, you rent it out, then it's an asset. And the thing is how many assets do you have, vice versa, liabilities, and all this information that's in this book? Because the rich, and another good book is The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. So the rich, this is what they do. The rich has assets that overweigh their liabilities, which then helps them be able to make additional money. So they make their money work for them. So if they have, say, for instance, a storage unit facility they own multiple houses, and those assets are providing them enough money on a monthly basis, they're getting enough money, right, on a monthly basis, they're collecting all this money, then the money that they collect, they could use to pay for their rent, or for, should I say, the mortgage of where they currently live. What happens is individuals buy a home, they live in their home, it's a 30-year fix, and they want to buy another home, and guess what happens? They have to sell their home, or they have to 1031 exchange their home, which is deferring the taxes for a longer period of time, right? So that's what 1031 exchange is. You buy a house, you want to upgrade to a bigger house, you don't want to pay property taxes and gains on the $100,000 to $200,000 worth of equity that you built in the home over the course of the next 2-3 years. Then you take that equity and 1031 exchange it into another house and get a bigger home. Well, guess what? More and more Americans find themselves in debt, and more Americans have more liabilities and assets because they have a car that they don't rent out. They have credit cards that are maxed out. They own a home that they're going to have to pay off for the next 30 years. And then they're working for a job where all they're looking to do is get additional raises to then do what? spend more money on shoes, spend more money on cars, spend more money on trips, and still have a terrible debt to income ratio where you find yourself in more of a deficit. So by all means, I am not a financial specialist, and I am only learning everything that I'm learning from reading books and then regurgitating the information and sharing it with you so you can take this information and apply it to however you see fit for your life. For me, I'm renting out my cars. I'm taking that money and reinvesting it into the car or into the registration, into the car payment, so that helps me. For our house, we have a roommate that offsets a little bit of that liability, and we're looking at potentially doing something where Reds and I actually are looking into buying other things to diversify our portfolio to have more assets. That's where a coin car wash comes into play, cash cow. That's also where, say for instance, a dry cleaner comes into play, or maybe a laundromat, self-laundromat, and or say for instance a storage unit. So something that it doesn't cost a lot to have employees and all that type of stuff. You just have the overhead and rent to have to take care of and what have you. Another thing to think about, McDonald's. In the books it talks about McDonald's, and it talked about the owner and founder of McDonald's. You know, what is he known for? He's known for basically being the man of hamburgers, but at the end of the day, he wasn't the man for hamburgers and making and coming up with a great hamburger. He was someone that actually figured out how to build the land, build the property, and then own the property, own the land, and the building is the property, and then also have the business that's on that property. So things to take in consideration when you think about building your financial future. I'm 33 years of age. I'm still in debt paying off credit cards. I still have liabilities over assets, and I'm still working to fix some of these things. And guess what? Better late than never. I am blessed to learn this now. I'm blessed to be able to give you guys this information, let you take this information, let you read a book like, you know, Guy Kawasaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So things to take in consideration. This book actually is Cash Flow. Oh, it's another book, but it looks just like this. It's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So anyways, if it doesn't challenge you, doesn't change you, I want to wish you all massive success. Happy Friday. Thank you for staying until the end here. Now we're 7 minutes in. It's a very long video. And if you've enjoyed these videos, then go ahead and give them a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you're on YouTube, because I ask that every single day, and it's pretty funny how many people actually don't take the time to do that. And if you spent 7 minutes getting to the end of this video, if you could just comment below with maybe some assets that you have or some assets that you would like to have, and then we don't really care so much about the liability because those aren't things that help you and help you grow. Cool. Comment below. If you could please subscribe or please hit the thumbs up because I added value to your life and this is something that you can apply to your life today, it would be much appreciated. So if this challenge doesn't change you, all videos come out Monday through Friday. So look out for next week's video on Monday. Have a fantastic weekend. Project Entrepreneur will come out this Sunday. Cars, fitness, entrepreneurship, and family. Each episode highlights a new topic, and Reds and I are about to go on our honeymoon April 3rd. So we have a travel vlog coming out for you because we're going to go to the Kauai island in Hawaii where Jurassic Park was filmed. Thank you guys for your continued support and have a fantastic weekend.